Hello everyone, welcome to PUC Online Classroom. Today I am going to start Unit 6. What's wrong with it? But before I start talking about Unit 6, I'd like to go back to Unit 5 a little bit, and I'd like to say sorry for the version of the book. So as you can see right here, the first two videos that you have watched are not really different in terms of the grammar points. As you can see right here, the second grammar point is about expectations, and the first one is the noun phrases containing relative clauses. So they are not different, everybody, in terms of the grammar points. But of course, the language used, the context or the situations are different, and the words right here are not really different. Okay, so they are more likely the same, but the difference is only the language and the pictures, so on and so forth. All right. So anyway, you can still stick to the first two videos if you want to review the lesson of Unit 5. All right. And right now, I'd like to go to Unit 6, but you still have questions, you can ask me. You can leave me question in our Telegram group chat and we'll answer to your questions. All right. Okay, so now let's go to Unit 6. What's wrong with it? As you can see right here, the first activity that we're going to talk about is snapshot. And here are some common complaints. So these are the complaints a lot of people, have whenever they get some kind of service or when they purchase something. All right. So let's begin with the first one, cleaners. The dry cleaner shrinks your favorite sweater. All right, as you can see right here, the sweater is bigger, and after cleaning or dry cleaning, it becomes smaller. So the word shrinks means getting smaller. All right, because some clothes require some kind of ways of cleaning or some kind of type of water, because some clothes prefer warm, some other clothes prefer cold. So you need to take a look at the instruction before you wash the clothes. But if you buy the new clothes or the old clothes, doesn't matter. Usually we will have the label instruction so that you should know exactly how to wash it properly in order to avoid the problems. And the second problem or the complaint that people have is about taxis. Let's take a look at this. The driver tries to charge you too much. Yeah, so whenever you travel anywhere, let's say not in our country, but when you travel in other country, you probably don't exactly know how much, right? But usually they will charge you more than you expect, and you don't even know how to deal with those kind of taxi drivers, right? So the easy way is to ask, but I think it's not a good idea to ask, because as you can see right here, they have some kind of clock they will check, or maybe the measurement to check the distance of your traveling, but sometimes it way beyond the reality. All right, so even in our country, they try not to cheat you by not having the high price, but they would you know bring you somewhere a little bit further so that you feel like, oh, it's too far, so that it's going to be expensive. All right. It's similar to the other country as well. So the place where you want to go is pretty short. It's not really far, but maybe the taxi driver try to overcharge by just traveling so far from somewhere else, from one place to another, before they get into the right place. As you can see right here, it happens almost everywhere. Okay, so I think this is about a complaint that you probably face as well when you travel to the other countries, and this is what I experience when I travel in other country as well. Okay, so yeah, as long as we know the map. So right now we have a map, so that is way easier, and people cannot cheat us. We can just take a look at the GPS or the map, so we know exactly where to go, and the map will suggest a short way for us to go. And another problem is a wireless service. I think it happens almost everywhere in our country. Uh, there's no signal, so you can't get online. So this is about wireless service. So there's something wrong with the, I think with the antenna. So if they have antenna, somewhere, so we will get the service. Uh, or if we live somewhere far, it's pretty hard, right? In order to get the internet. Even right now, some of you study it from home, right? Where internet is pretty low, not good quality. Sometimes it's pretty hard to watch the video as well. Okay. But anyway, this is about a problem that people have, or the complaint that people have. Another problem or another complaint is about, hmm, doctors. You have to wait a long time for your appointment. What do you think about this? Do you feel like okay or not okay just to wait for the doctor? Yeah, usually when you go to a certain clinic or hospital, you need to go to the counter and pick up the number, all right, of the order. So you have to wait, all right. So it's pretty frustrating sometimes, but we have to because we are sick. We need doctor who can help us, right? So there is no problem to wait for a doctor. Okay, for me it's okay, but it might not be okay for you. All right. But anyway, let's move on to hotels. Wow, let's take a look at this. The bathroom sink is leaking, as you can see right here. Drop of water. Okay, so it's leaking. Do you happen to have this kind of experience when traveling somewhere or going to the hotels? Happen to see all of these problems? I think maybe yes. It depends on the sometimes price as well. If you go to the expensive, the fancy hotels, maybe you don't have this kind of problems. But who knows? Expensive hotel doesn't mean that everything is expensive, everything is good, right? So you still face problem. I happen to go to not really expensive, just only a 3-star hotel. Yeah, and yeah, I face a problem with water. The warm water, it doesn't work. You see that? So still problems, even though it is a very expensive hotel to stay. They still have some kind of problems for customers. Okay. All right. So another complaint is in a restaurant. Your food is undercooked. Undercooked is like is 50% cooked. It's not 100% cooked. Sometimes it's overcooked. When it's overcooked, it's already burned. You cannot eat. Undercooked is like 50 or 40 or 60%. Sometimes you don't like undercooked food. Okay, you want 100% cooked. So it depends. All right. And for seafood, as if you take a look at the picture right here, maybe it's fine for seafood, right? Because usually people in our country also eat, you know, undercooked or sometimes fresh, the raw one, so we don't cook at all. All right. So these are complaints, common complaints people have. So what about you? Okay, if you have the same experience, which one? Okay, as you can see right here, have you ever had any of these complaints? Which ones? You might have all of them, or you might have one or two of them, but doesn't matter. You can figure out about the solution at the time. How did you react to the complaint? Okay, what would you do in each of these situations? Let's pick up one complaint and we'll try to figure out the solution. So for I think I give the solution for taxis and s- and also the cleaners, because usually when I buy certain kind of clothes, I take a look at the instruction label inside or the washing instructions, so we know exactly whether we can use certain type of water, or what kind of cleaning method we can try, okay, before we do cleaning. So that is the reason why you should take a look at the instruction or the washing instruction inside the shirt, okay. All right, what other complaints have you had? I don't know, you might have something else or more, but anyway, try to be uh, patient for some kind of reasons. I know that we have there are so many problems, but we should learn how to accept things and ignore sometimes. They don't really want to have these problems, okay. All right, so let's go to number 2, perspective. A, listen to people describe complaints on a call-in radio show. Check what you think each person should do. All right, this is the person in the radio show, okay. As Priscilla, the problem solver, she's the one who solves problems. So actually, we don't need to listen, but we can try all together. So as you can see, the first one, I ordered a jacket online, but when it arrived, I found the lining was torn. Torn means, broken apart. Okay. So the lining is the thread of the clothes that combines together. Okay. So it's a lining, the lining of the clothes. Okay. So if this happened to you, what do you think they should do? Or what about you? So we can say ask for refund to get the money back, send it back and get a new one. So it's up to you, alright? You can pick one of them, okay? To me, if I really like that kind of, jacket, I will send it back and get a new one. And if I fail the first, and then I will move to the second. So ask for refund if they cannot get the same type of jacket. Number 2, I bought a new table from a store, but when they delivered, I noticed it was damaged on the top. All right, on the top, damage. As for discount, I asked the store to replace it. To me, I prefer this one because it is good. I don't want to buy the broken one or the damaged one, right? And if they don't have, maybe we can, if we still really want it, we can ask for a discount, right? 3. A friend sent me a vase for my birthday, but when it arrived, it was chipped. Chipped is like some piece of that is missing. If I uh-huh, it's pretty hard to explain you the word chip right here. But let me try to look at the picture. Oh, it doesn't show you at all. Chipped. All right, so it's just like a small piece of that material. All right, the vase. It's not broken, but some part is missing. All right, so that is shipped, and so the problem is about when sending, it was shipped. Maybe because of the delivery, or maybe the vase itself from the store. Okay. So what do you do with this situation? So tell her about it or say nothing and repair it yourself. I think you cannot repair because it was shipped, because the piece is missing, and then you cannot repair. And you cannot tell her about it, right? I think I would say nothing and repair it by myself, but I know that I cannot repair. Just take it, all right? Or maybe just throw it somewhere that she doesn't know, he doesn't know, all right? Number 4, I lent a friend my sunglasses, and now there are scratches on the lenses. Scratches, the lenses of the glasses. So scratches, it means you feel like something is not clear on glasses or lenses just because something scratches. Okay, something is scratched, so that is the reason you cannot see it clearly. All right. So say nothing. Ask him to replace them. So for me, say nothing. All right, we're gonna ask them or him or her to replace the glasses or the lenses, right? Because we are friends. Number 5, I took some pens to the cleaners, and when they came back, they had a stain on them. Stain is like a small spot, some kind of coffee over it, or maybe water, some kind of juice spill over the pans. All right, so we call stain. To wash them by hand or ask the cleaner to wash them again for free. Pretty hard to decide, right? But I would go to this one, ask the cleaners to wash them again for free because they did this, right? So it's not about your mistake, it's about their mistake, so that they should do that, okay? So we'll pick up this one, all right? Okay, so we've done this part A. Have you ever had similar complaints? What happened? What did you do? So you can think about your own experience, all right? And think about that time. What did you react? Okay, or what did you do exactly? All right. Okay, so that's it for this lesson. And tomorrow I will move on to grammar focus, describing problems one. All right. And if you have any question, especially for this, you can ask me. And I think for some difficult words, you might have to check the dictionary. I think they can be found, on the dictionary or maybe the internet if you want to. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. If you have any question, once again, leave your question in our Telegram group chat. All right. That's it for today.